Yo, welcome to the show. It's Boston's Banter with Frank the Bank and Keith KLava. You know the answer. Talking sports, breaking down the play so raw. From the Celtics to the Sox, we giving you the score. Catch the vibe, we coming live. Filling up your feed, let the passion thrive. Every dunk, every run, we analyze the moves. Shout out to the fans, feel the rhythm and grooves. From Gillette to the Garden, we ain't missing a beat. Frank and KLava bring the fire, can't accept defeat.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to Boston's Banter, where the sports are wicked and the banter is pissa. I'm your host, Frank the Bank. With me, as always, is Keith, KLava, LaCava. What's going on, roasted chicken breast? I gotcha.
Yeah, you did. Not much, Tariq Browen.
Okay, Browans. I like it. Not a bad one, not a bad one.
Yep.
We had a good stat challenge last week. My boy Jim, J-Lou, what we call him, Jim Lewis, won. Really close guess on the for the Christian Gonzalez card. So congrats on that. We have a really cool one this week, probably the best one.
Yes, we do.
We're going to give away just because me and Keith are going to the game this week.
Yay.
If anybody else is going, let us know. We'll be out there tailgating, having a good time. We're going to get some interviews with people, hopefully some drunk people, and have some funny stuff to post.
Some good content.
But yeah, we have the Super Bowl 38 signed autograph picture. Mike Vrabel, coach. Again, we're playing Carolina this weekend, and this is when we beat Carolina. This picture's from the 38 Super Bowl.
Very relevant.
Really cool picture. This is cool, 8x10 framed and everything. So this week we're going to be asking for the total offensive yards from the Patriots. So
all right.
Just that's your guess. Again, tiebreakers come down to whoever guessed first, but whoever's closest to the total offensive yards for the Pats this week. So good luck, and this is a sick picture. So
absolutely, absolutely, Frankie.
Let's jump right into the Wicked Pissah news. We got a lot to talk about.
Let's get it popping, Frankie. We're going to start with a moron of the week. And I've been waiting for this guy to get arrested, so let's bring it up real quick. So the son of ex-UFC champion Quinton Rampage Jackson, Raja Jackson, was arrested on a felony assault charge this past Thursday, nearly a month after he nearly killed pro wrestler Psycho Stu at a Pro Wrestling Academy event. Now, he was being held on $50,000 bail that he has since posted, and he could be potentially facing years in prison, Frankie.
As he should.
Right? He unloaded a flurry of punches to the face of a motionless Psycho Stu after picking him up and slamming him to the mat. Mind you, the guy was knocked out cold and he was just punch after punch hitting him in the face, dude, repeatedly.
Terrible.
And not only that, dude, Psycho Stu suffered facial fractures.
Yeah. I'm surprised he's even alive.
That's what I'm saying, man. He, I think he was in a coma for a little bit, but yeah, rightfully so, man. This dude's got to face some trouble for that. I'm hoping that there is justice because Psycho Stu did not deserve that, and especially the guy was a veteran too.
Yep.
He had PTSD. He used wrestling as an outlet to deal with his PTSD, and then this guy goes and does that? Come on, man. What are you doing, Raja Jackson? Hope Quinton Rampage Jackson kicks his
Oh, there you go.
But, other than that, we got the Red Sox update, brother.
Let's get into that.
Let's bring it up real quick. So the Sox are currently 85-71 on the season, still third in the AL East.
They have 89.9% chance to make the playoffs as of today. So
that's a good thing.
We have 6 games left. We have a very important series against the AL East leading Blue Jays.
Yes, we do.
And then we have to play the AL Central leading Tigers for the last 3. So the next 6 games are very tough. So we have to definitely get on that. But
like you said, it's a better position than we were last year. 89% chance to make the playoffs. We're still second in the wild card, which is the top 3 in the
again, 90% chance to make the playoffs as of right now. So I mean, I think if we win a couple of these games, we should be in. So
we should be a shoo-in. But let's bring it up what they did this past week, Frankie. Starting another series versus the A's last Tuesday. This time in Boston, they lost 2-1, so that was unfortunate.
That was a tough one.
Followed by a 5-4 win last Wednesday.
Yeah, they got that. That was a really big win for us, and they grinded that one out.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Then to end that series on Thursday, they lost 5-3. I mean,
you got to take 2 out of those 3 games.
That's what I'm saying.
At home against the A's, you needed those games. So
then to start the Rays series this past Friday on the road, they won 11-7, followed by a 6-3 win over the Rays on Saturday, and lastly, an unfortunate 7-3 loss versus the Rays on Sunday to end that series. Man,
that was a tough one too. We had bases loaded in the first, didn't get any runs. They had bases loaded. They got like 4 runs in the first, and they never looked back. That was a tough game. We, again, have 6 games here that are really critical, and it's tough. We've had some injuries. We're playing 500 ball right now, so I think if we win, 50% of these games, we should be in the playoffs. So we'll see, though.
Let's hope.
Yeah, I mean, the only other baseball news, we've been talking about this guy all year, Raleigh.
Yep.
He just surpassed one of my favorites of all time, probably the sweetest looking swing of all time, Ken Griffey Jr.'s Mariners single-season home run record. So he surpassed the 56 that Ken Griffey had back in what year? Guess.
98?
97. You were close. 1997, Griffey set their record with 56. So Raleigh has 57 now, and he probably gets some more, obviously. He's got 6 or 7 games left.
Dude, that dude's breaking records every week now.
Crazy. So good for him. So.
Absolutely, man. That dude's killing it.
Yes, sir.
But Frankie, let's move over to some NFL news. And before we get into all the transactions and everything, we got some unfortunate news here. A guy that, I grew up watching, a guy you know very well and everything.
Him a lot, man,
yeah, man, I had him in fantasy. First year I did fantasy football in 2007, I had him as my running back.
Yeah, I've drafted him too a few times.
So former NFL running back Rudi Johnson has unfortunately passed away today at 45 years old. Cops reportedly told TMZ Sports that he died by suicide. A family member said prior to his death that he had been struggling with mental health issues and possible effects of CTE he could not overcome. So that was very unfortunate, man. Like I said, I liked watching Rudi Johnson over the years. He most notably played for the Bengals. He played 1 year for the Lions, and he racked up a lot of yards. He racked up 5,979 rush yards and 51 total touchdowns in his career. So rest in peace to Rudi Johnson.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Absolutely.
That's tough.
Yes, it is. But Frankie, we had some notable cuts this past week that
we
we're going to bring up real
did.
quick. One I didn't see coming at all.
Oh, heck no.
So let's bring it up real quick. So the Falcons have released veteran kicker Younghoe Koo after 7 years with the team. Koo was inactive for the Falcons' Week 2 game versus the Vikings, where they had our former training camp kicker Parker Romo, who went 5 for 5 in last Sunday night's game versus the Vikings.
But then he went 0 for 2
That's
the
what
very
I'm saying.
next game.
And then this
shut
past
out by the Carolina Panthers.
So they thought they had something with Parker Romo, and then he didn't do this past game. So yeah, he's gone. Younghoe Koo's a free agent, but yeah, the guy was a Pro Bowler in 2020, man.
Honestly, Koo's a good kicker.
That's what I'm saying,
I'm surprised
bro.
they got rid of him so quick.
The guy hit like 95% of his kicks in 2020.
That's
he was a
crazy.
Pro Bowler, so I think he'll get picked up quick. And you know what's actually interesting? He played with the Patriots one preseason. We cut him, but who knows? Maybe we'll take a look at him
he's not bad at all.
if Borregales keeps missing kicks.
Better not.
That's what I'm saying, man. His job's on the line.
He gone.
And then we got this one here. One I did not see coming because they just traded for this guy.
They did.
The Texans released safety C.J. Gardner-Johnson. The Texans, like I just said, traded for him in the offseason from the Eagles in exchange for guard Kenyon Green, which, mind you,
he just got cut too.
That's
the same
what I'm
day.
saying. So that trade
Isn't that crazy?
That trade was a load of shit.
Yeah, so both guys actually got waived on the same day.
Yeah.
Just randomly, just by chance. It wasn't like anything planned. And honestly, Gardner Johnson, the reason I heard he got cut was there was a lot of differences between like his style of play versus what the coaches were trying to run. So there was a lot of like arguing. Like he wanted to blitz a lot more and they wouldn't let him. And so there was a lot of difference of opinion there in the locker room. So they just were like, nope, sorry. Even though as good as he is, he's only 27 years old.
Dude,
he's going to get signed immediately. You're going to watch Dallas is going to sign him.
We should look at him. We need safety help. The guy had 6 picks last year with the Eagles, mind you, helping them win a Super Bowl.
I would love that, yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that, Frankie. But with that, Frankie, we got more notable injuries we got to bring up here. Yes, we do, and a lot of notable fantasy guys here.
For sure.
So we'll start with the defensive guys. Chargers linebacker Khalil Mack, who just signed a new deal this past offseason, is dealing with an elbow injury, and he's being placed on IR, minimum of 4 games. So the Chargers ain't going to have him. Another linebacker who signed a new deal this past offseason, Broncos linebacker Dre Greenlaw, is also being placed on the IR with a quad injury. He'll be out the next 4 weeks at least, too.
Yeah, that's tough.
And let's get into one more notable defensive player. The 49ers, man, they're cursed with injuries.
They are getting lit up.
Yes, they are. Star defensive end Nick Bosa suffered a torn ACL Sunday versus the Cardinals and is out for the season. Yeah, man, injury after injury with him. It's like he'll get hurt.
He signed a huge contract.
That's what I'm saying. But you ever notice with him, he gets hurt, plays a whole season, gets hurt, plays a whole season. It's happened a few times. It's like a pattern, bro.
Every other year. Yep.
It's weird, man. But again, wish him the best. But let's get into the notable fantasy guys. So Chargers running back Najee Harris, who, mind you, before this, played in every game the last 4 seasons, was very healthy running back and a 1,000-yard rusher. He suffered a torn Achilles Sunday versus the Broncos, and he's done for the year.
That's tough.
Cardinals running back James Conner suffered an ankle injury, a very rough-looking one, Sunday versus the 49ers. It will require surgery, and he's done for the year. And honestly, man, that might be a career for him.
Yeah, he's getting up there in age. He was doing real good the last couple seasons.
He was, man. So that's very unfortunate to see. I like James Conner,
too,
especially everything he overcame with the leukemia and everything.
And he's just one of those guys that you root for. He's like an underdog character, It's
Absolutely.
just like he's a good dude.
Giants running back Tyrone Tracy suffered a dislocated shoulder versus the Chiefs, and he's going to miss significant time. They don't have an exact time how much he's going to miss, but they said significant, so he's going to be out for the foreseeable future. And lastly, Cowboys wide receiver CeeDee Lamb suffered a high ankle sprain versus the Bears and is expected to miss the next week and maybe more. They're saying they might even place him on IR.
Yeah, it's like they're saying 2 to 3 minimum for the weeks. You saw it by our FanDuel last week. A lot of the cheap guys went off for me, including Carolina's defense somehow. I don't know what Atlanta was doing, but nonetheless, I had CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott in the 4 o'clock game, and I'm like, well, I might make some money. And then they give him the ball on one. I don't know why he's running the ball anyway as a running back.
Up the middle.
Oh, unbelievable.
What are you doing?
Rolls his ankle real bad, and that's it. So
we'll see what happens with the Cowboys, man, because they're looking like.
He got me 0 points, and I still made $50 on that.
There you go. You made out something, right?
Yeah.
That's all we got, Frankie.
So that's all we got for the Wicked Pissah news. Let's jump into the Foxboro focus.
Yeah,
What we got,
Frankie,
Keith?
I mean, before we get into the show of the game
That
we
was a
saw
shit show
versus
for
the
sure.
Steelers, man, and there was something that happened this past week and that we want to bring up, rewarding two guys that were legends within this franchise.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the Patriots, they just inducted two guys into their Hall of Fame. Let's bring it up real quick. Two notable guys. Former head coach Bill Parcells, who coached the team from 1993 to 1996, he turned a 2-14 team into a playoff contender twice and reaching Super Bowl 31 during the 1996 season. Parcells, who is also a Pro Football Hall of Famer, is the only head coach in NFL history to lead 4 different teams to the playoffs and 3 different teams to the conference championship game. So this induction is well-deserved for Coach Parcells.
Oh, absolutely.
Then former Patriots wide receiver Julian Edelman, who spent his entire 12-year career from 2009 to 2020 with the Patriots. He was a 7th-round draft pick in 2009 out of Kent State as a quarterback.
Great player.
A 3-time Super Bowl champ, 2nd in team history with 620 receptions, 4th in receiving yards with 6,822, and 9th in receiving touchdowns with 36, and holds the team record with 4 punt return touchdowns and set a franchise record with a 94-yard punt return versus Miami in January 2011. Us fans will always remember his clutch playoff and Super Bowl performances.
For sure.
He threw a 51-yard touchdown
I was
pass
at that game.
Yep, hell yeah, that was a great game. 51-yard touchdown pass to Danny Amendola to tie the game in the 2015 divisional playoffs versus the Ravens. In Super Bowl 49 versus Seattle, he scored the game-winning touchdown before the Malcolm Butler interception and everything. And then in Super Bowl 51 versus the Falcons, he made a miraculous fingertip catch late in the 4th while the Pats were driving to tie the game, right before it hit the ground. And in Super Bowl 53 versus the Rams, he had 10 catches for 141 yards. It would end up winning Super Bowl MVP. So 2 guys certainly worthy of being cemented into Patriots history forever.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Edelman, a fan favorite and definitely one of my favorites of all time. He's just a guy, again, you root for him. And he made himself, uncuttable and had to get him in. He worked his off to get to where he was.
He did.
And he deserved everything he got. So
he did,
congratulations.
Congratulations to both of them.
Absolutely.
But Frankie, like I was talking about, let's get into that show of a game versus the Steelers.
Do we have to?
Had so many opportunities to win that game.
We lost the game. They didn't win the game. That was just one of those games that we lost.
We beat ourselves.
We absolutely beat ourselves. Insane. 2 red zone turnovers like that too is insane.
5
just insane.
total. So let's bring it up real quick. So the Patriots unfortunately lost to the Steelers 21-14. And let's bring up the highlights real quick.
Week 2, Steelers at Patriots. Patriots got the ball to start the game, and Drake May is going to hand off to running back Ramondre Stevenson. He starts off the first drive with a fumble, and yeah, that was the start to the show. Steelers' next drive after the Patriots fumble, and Rodgers is going to pitch it to Kenneth Gainwell for the 1-yard touchdown to put the Steelers up 7-0. Start of the second quarter, Steelers in the red zone, and Rodgers is looking for wide receiver DK Metcalf, who makes a nice 12-yard touchdown catch on cornerback Carlton Davis. Next Patriots drive, they get down to the red zone, and Drake May is doing the play action. He's going to be looking for tight end Hunter Henry for the 5-yard touchdown to make it a 14-7 game. Patriots will get the ball back with 12 seconds left in the half, hoping to score, and Drake May is going to be looking to the end zone, but unfortunately he's picked off by cornerback Brandon Eccles, and that is the 2nd turnover of the game. Start of the second half, Steelers got the ball, and Rodgers is looking downfield, and he's going to be intercepted by newly acquired linebacker Robert Spillane, and he's going to return it 37 yards down to the red zone. After that clutch interception, Patriots are in the red zone trying to tie the game up, and Drake May hands it to Ramondre. Looks like he gets in, but this guy fumbled the ball again. The 2nd turnover on the goal line and the 2nd fumble by Ramondre. Patriots will get the ball back and hand it off to Antonio Gibson. What does this guy do? He fumbles the ball away too. The 4th turnover of the game. Start of the 4th quarter, Patriots still down 14-7, and Drake May's looking down the middle for tight end Hunter Henry for a nice 16-yard touchdown to tie the game up, his 2nd touchdown of the day. Patriots defense was doing their thing because we got the ball back, and Drake's taking the snap in the shotgun. He's feeling the pressure. He's trying to step up in the pocket, and he's going to be sacked by linebacker Nick Herbig. And what does Drake May do? Just like all the other players, he fumbles and loses it, the 5th turnover of the game. Disgusting. The Steelers, with roughly 2.5 minutes left in the 4th, get to the red zone, and Rodgers is looking to the end zone for wide receiver Calvin Austin for a 17-yard touchdown on cornerback Marcus Jones to take the lead. Next Patriots drive, they need to tie the game up. 4th and 1, Drake May is looking for wide receiver Pop Douglas. He goes backwards. He doesn't get the first down, and unfortunately, that is going to end the game for us. Victory formation for the Steelers. Rodgers gets his first win in Foxboro, and unfortunately, the Patriots are going to lose 21-14 to bring their record to 1-2. Vrabel's still looking for his first win in Gillette Stadium as the Patriots head coach.
That's just gross, man. You know,
It was awful. It was the turnovers
so
are
many
awful.
opportunities, bro. Like the Steelers, they scored in the second quarter to go up 14-0. Then they didn't score again until 2 minutes left in the fourth.
The defense played very good.
That's what I'm saying.
They played very good.
I don't blame
actually.
the defense at all, man.
No,
Regardless
it's
of
not
21 points, I don't blame the defense.
That's not even that much. Like that's a decent offense right there. And honestly, like they were out there a lot. With 5 turnovers, they're out there way more than they should have been.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what
bro.
I'm saying? It's like you gotta give up some points at that point.
So this is what I noticed
fields
from the
and stuff,
offense.
too.
You know, I don't want to bring this up, but again, we have to. So this is what I noticed from the offense. Regardless of having 369 total yards, too many turnovers. 5, like we
five
just
is
said, to be
unheard of.
exact. Including 2 in the red zone, like Frankie said, on the goal line. Ramondre, you know, he's been having the issues, and it's continuing. Last week, he helped us win a game, and this week, he
Since
surely
he
helped
signed
lose it.
his extension, which was a huge extension, by
Yep.
the way, right? He has 7 touchdowns and 9 fumbles lost.
Right.
That's insane.
That's gross.
You can't do that. I love Ramondre. He's nasty, but you know, job security is ball security in
That's
the
what I'm
NFL,
saying.
right?
That's
so
what I'm
let's be
saying.
real. Like if you don't secure that ball, you're not gonna have a job. It's
No.
as simple as that.
And then another thing that pissed me off was our O-line allowing 5 sacks. And then other than all that, though, Hunter Henry, you know, he's literally the only one of the offense that was producing 8 catches for 90 yards and 2 touchdowns on 11
points
targets.
on my FanDuel. I put him in my FanDuel
Hey,
last
hey,
week.
good call, brother.
4,800. He's one of the cheapest tight ends.
This is what I noticed from the defense, Frankie. So they did allow a touchdown in the first and second quarter, like I said, for the Steelers to have a 14-0 lead, but then held them in check up until roughly 2 minutes left in the game when Rodgers found Calvin Austin for a go-ahead 17-yard touchdown pass. After their second touchdown, though, Frankie, the Steelers had 4 punts, and like I was just talking about, Rodgers threw that pick to new linebacker Robert Spillane, like we saw in the highlights. We held these guys to barely 200 yards, 203 to be exact, even with 7 defensive penalties. Mind you, all the penalties in the game were not on the offense. They were all on the defense, but the defense was still playing great.
They were
regardless
out there
of that.
so much. You're expecting it. I mean, when you have 5 turnovers on the offense,
They were winded.
Of course,
Right.
And they still only gave up 200 yards. That's crazy.
And then, so Frankie, within the first 2 weeks, you know, we were leading the league in sacks with 9. Another thing I was surprised at, we had 0 sacks in this game.
Yeah, that was crazy.
The defense played great, but we had 0 sacks. Mind you, 1 got called back. Rodgers fumbled.
Yeah.
And, it, you know, I think it was a holding call on Alex Austin down the field and everything. But regardless of that, the red zone defense has to be better, though. The Steelers were 3 for 3 in the red zone. And I'm not blaming the defense for this loss. I'm still blaming the offense. But again, man, there was just a lot of things that didn't work out in our favor, and we surely beat ourselves rather than the Steelers
Not even
beating
a
us.
question.
But Frankie, you know, we're gonna look forward, bro. We're going to the game.
gonna be there.
Upcoming week 4 versus the Panthers.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun game. The Panthers, I cannot believe they beat Atlanta 30-0.
Yes.
It's like unbelievable. Like when's the Panthers defense? They were the cheapest one in FanDuel because their defense is not very good.
That's what I'm saying. 30-0. Penix got benched.
Yeah, as he should have.
Regardless of shutting out the Falcons, they allowed nearly 350 total yards of offense. So if we can get our together, I believe we can smoke these guys. Our defense is showing to be resilient and tough, if not for all those turnovers. One of the things that I want to see in this game, though, Frankie, is we need to get Travion Henderson the ball more. He started getting the carries after not only Ramondre fumbling twice, and then Gibson fumbled.
lost one too, yeah.
So then they started giving the ball to Travion. Get him the
I
ball
said it
early.
2 weeks ago, and you know for a fact he's getting it this week. So there's no doubt in my mind Travion's getting it this week.
And then lastly, can we dial up some plays, McDaniels, for our wide receivers? Yeah, Hunter Henry went off, but our leading wide receiver was Keyshawn Butte with 2 catches for 28 yards.
That's terrible.
Come on, we got to get some plays for the wide receivers and everything.
Terrible.
Just get Diggs the ball, for Christ's
I
sake.
know. I'm surprised Diggs hasn't caught more balls too.
3 years for $69 million. What's he doing out there? And I'm not blaming him, man. The offensive...
It was all Hunter Henry.
McDaniels is calling some...
Yeah, I don't like it.
But Frankie, going into this week, who you
I mean,
be
I'm
taking?
taking the Patriots. You know, simple as that.
Yeah,
They're gonna win this.
I'm going to
one.
be taking
They
the
have to.
Patriots in this one, you know, and finally getting Mike Vrabel's first win in Gillette Stadium.
And we'll be there at the game, like I said. Come see us. We'll do interviews. We got some merchandise to hand out too. Our
Yes,
koozies, different
sirski.
things like that. So
That's right, brother.
good stuff, man.
We'll see you guys there.
So another good Foxboro focus, kind of, because they lost. We don't like that. But let's get into the Wicked Smaht fantasy stats.
Yeah, another week, Frankie. I don't want to.
Oh man, my boy.
Yeah.
What's going on, my boy?
So let's bring it up. We'll go to my league first. So in my league, I lost 159.86 to 125, bringing my record to 1-2.
Dang.
Bring up my studs and duds. AJ Brown finally did something this week, though. 22.9, 6 catches for 109 yards and a touchdown. Garrett Wilson back in the stud section, 24.4. You know, he had 10 catches for 84 yards and a touchdown. Tyrod Taylor out there was finding him. And then, Frankie, this wasn't like stud numbers, but me and you were texting back and forth. Wide receiver Khalil Shakir, man, 14.5. He had only 4 catches for 45 yards, but he got us a touchdown, bro.
That was a good tutty.
I wanted to bring him up.
I like that. I like that.
I got a shitload of duds.
Yeah, buddy.
Quarterback Jake Browning, I had to start because Jaden Daniels was out. And honestly, I thought he would have done something with the weapons at his disposal. 6.9. He had 2 interceptions, including a pick 6. The guy had me negative points going into halftime.
I seen that. I was playing against him in my league and still lost.
Jeez. And then running back Ashton Janty, man, when is he going to start doing something? 6.3 points. Ramondre Stevenson, I started. Obviously, we just talked about the show he had, 4.6. Kicker Kyami Fairbairn, he only got me 3.7. He missed a 52-yarder, which could have got me 5 points on the board right there. The Packers defense, man, they got me 11, but they lost to the Browns.
I don't know how they lost that game, dude. They were up by 10 with 4 minutes left.
That's what I'm saying, bro. What
Browns.
was that?
Who would have thought?
And then I'm going to bring up Sam Laporta because he's starting to piss me off to only 7.3. I mean, I was already out of it, but yeah, only 7.3.
Yeah, I don't like it. I had Laporta, and he was so up and down. He'll have a monster game, but he'll get like 3 or 4 points. Same thing with Mark Andrews. He'll have, like he did last night, 2 touchdowns, but then he'll have 1 catch the next week.
Yeah.
It's like
so inconsistent.
The consistency is terrible.
So, Frankie, how'd you do in my league?
I won again. I'm 3-0 in your league, having a good year. Like I said, my draft grade was A+ and the best grade in your league. So I'm doing pretty good there. Caleb Williams went off against Dallas. Dallas is terrible on defense, so 39.12 points, went crazy. Tyreek Hill had 16, which I like, so I mean he played well. And then I picked up Indianapolis' defense, and they got 21.5 points against Tennessee, who's terrible. So I had some duds. I started Wan'Dale Robinson, 3.6 points. He did great last week.
Nobody on the Giants did anything.
Chris Boswell, who led the league last year in field goals or attempts or something like that, or points, I don't even know. He had a lot of field goals last year. He only had 3 points. He was terrible as my kicker. And Jamar Chase, again, I mean, Browning, you talked about, he only had 8.9. So from my first round pick, I expect more than that from him. So.
Right, absolutely.
But yeah, good victory. 152.82 to 127.02 was the win there. So.
Yep, and then we're going to move over to your league, Frankie, where, dude, again, man, I lost in this league as well. I'm 0-3, but mind you, I have the second most points in your league.
You have a lot of points. Your team is good in my league.
I have the most points against me as well.
Yeah, I hate that.
I lost by less than a point. 165.72 to 165.04 to my cousin Justin. Oh my God, man. Let me bring up the studs real quick. Jalen Hurts, 29.4, 4 total touchdowns. He was lighting it up. Garrett Wilson, I have in both leagues, 24.4. Jonathan Taylor, back-to-back weeks, getting me 35 points. He got me 35.8, 3 total touchdowns.
Yeah.
And I started the Bucs defense. I benched New England. They got me 19.5. They had a pick 6, 4 sacks, and 9 tackles for a loss. And then I'll bring up the duds here. Like I said, the Giants, nobody in the Giants did Malik Neighbors, 3.3, 2 catches for 13 yards. Thank God the Giants started Jackson Dart. Russell Wilson got benched.
Yep.
Jerry Jeudy, 2.7, 1 catch for 17 yards, and he dropped a pass in the end zone. Troy Franklin, I thought, was actually going to do something back-to-back weeks.
I put him in FanDuel. I was way wrong on him.
2.8, 2 catches for 8 yards. And like Kyami Fairbairn, I have him in both leagues, 3.7, like I talked about. He missed a 52-yarder. So I'm 0-3, but Frankie, I have the second most points in your league.
Yeah, buddy.
Bullshit.
Yeah, my team's doing terrible in my league, too. So I lost to Josh, 156.7 to 131.22. It's just, I had the second most points week 1, I think, in my league. And then since then, my team has just laid duds each time. So, I mean, I had my studs, Josh Allen, 23.02 points. Obviously, he's always pretty good. I had Tyreek Hill in this league, too, 16. Khalil Shakir, we talked about, 14.5. And then everybody else, I mean, I got KC's defense. They gave me 16.5 points. But other than that, everybody was a dud. I started Christian Kirk, 5 points. Chase Brown's been pretty terrible, 6 points. I started Stefan Diggs. You talked about him, 5.3. Zach Ertz had 6. I mean, it's Ted McMillan had 7. It was just a bunch of duds. So
yeah, man, it was a rough week in your league for both of us, unfortunately.
Yes, sir. But looking forward to this next week.
Yes, sir, Frankie. I got Jordan Addison coming back in your league. Hopefully he can do something.
I like that.
But Frankie, let's get into my weekly sleepers for week 4, and let's break it down real quick. So for number 1, I'm going to go with Raiders wide receiver Trey Tucker versus the Bears.
I like that.
Regardless of the insane numbers he put up this past week, 8 catches, 145 yards, and 3 touchdowns, over 40 fantasy points. His targets have gone up each week from 3 to 8 to 9 this past week.
Yeah.
Quarterback Geno Smith is clearly gaining some chemistry with Tucker, and it has potential to continue this upcoming week at home versus the Bears, who just lost their Pro Bowl cornerback in Jalen Johnson, like we were talking about. Got to give my boy Bowers some more looks, though. Come on.
Oh, Bowers and Genty's not catching balls. I thought he'd be catching balls.
He ain't doing nothing.
That's crazy how bad he's been.
Right. Number 2, I got Chiefs wide receiver Tyquan Thornton versus the Ravens' 31st ranked pass defense.
Yeah.
Another wide receiver whose targets are going up week to week from 4 to 5 to 9 this past week. Finished with 5 catches for 71 yards and a touchdown. He's had a touchdown in 2 straight weeks, and it seems like Pat Mahomes is constantly looking for this guy down the field. For the former Patriots speedster who we didn't know how to utilize. Remember we joked when he went to the Chiefs that they're going to actually utilize him, right? And they seem to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, mind you, Rashee Rice is still out another 3 weeks, so Tyquan Thornton should be getting more targets in the coming weeks, especially against a Ravens secondary that looks like
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a good time to start someone like that.
Right, that's what I'm saying. And then number 3, I got Jets running back Braylon Allen at the Dolphins. Now, his fantasy numbers may not show it, but Allen is getting his opportunities. He only had 3 less carries than Breece Hall versus the Bucs and 9 more rushing yards. The dude is a tank in going against a Dolphins run defense that's towards the bottom of the league. I could see him vulturing some carries on the goal line and on 3rd and short. Oh yeah, mind you, the Dolphins have the league worst 3rd down defense. So this seems like a week he could get some decent numbers.
Yeah, that's great. I love it.
So what we got for the FanDuel, Frankie?
So yeah, I mean, we did a pretty good week last week. It would have been a lot better if CeeDee Lamb didn't get hurt right at the beginning of that game. But running Caleb Williams back, I have him in my league. He's only 7,500. He's going against Vegas, and Vegas' defense isn't all that. So I think that'll be a good one. He had 39 points. First time in his career last week, he was not sacked in a game, so that's really cool.
They brought in those veteran linemen.
I'm saying they got some good linemen, so I feel like that's going to help too. In that same game, we talked about Trey Tucker. I think it's Jacoby Myers week to do it, but Trey Tucker's 6,000, Myers is 6,100, so they're right next to each other. I put in Myers this week, our former player for the Pats. I think he's going to have a big week in that same game. The Bears secondary also not very good. They had a decent week against Dallas, but usually give up a lot of yards, so I think he's great at 6,100. One of my biggest and probably the best one of the week is Cam Scatterbo. He's only 5,400. We know Tyron Tracy's out. Once he came in last week, he had 60 yards receiving and 60 yards rushing and a touchdown. The dude's going to be nasty.
Dude's a tank,
He just plows through people like boom, boom, boom.
He wants to take a hit.
I saw a meme of the juggernaut running through walls. Every time Cam Scatterbo touches the ball, boom, boom, boom. That's what he's like. He's
That's
just a pounder, so we love that.
Bro.
And then my other cheap guy this week, I'm going to throw him out there. We always talk about him as underperforming, but Kyle Pitts only 5,200. I like to try to find a cheap tight end that could go off. Like last week, Hunter Henry went crazy. He was only 4,800. So yeah, those are my some of my discounted guys, and here's the rest of my team, and let me know what you think.
So like Frankie was talking about Caleb Williams, I mean, he finally has an O-line, and he should light up the Raiders. Cam Scatterbo getting more opportunities with Tyrone Tracy here. The guy just runs through people. He wants the contact.
Oh, absolutely.
He wants the smoke. James Cook, that's a sure bet every week.
All day.
Roma Dunze, man, he's been looking really good. He's had a touchdown in 3 straight weeks.
I stacked him with Caleb, obviously, and he's been great. Dunze's been great.
4 touchdowns in 3 weeks.
He should have had another touchdown last week, too. Just got knocked out at the last second.
That's what I'm saying. Wide receiver Jacoby Myers, man, he should do good against the Bears, especially without Jalen Johnson. We'll see how that goes. Emeka Egbuka, man, that dude's looking like he could be rookie of the
Mike
year.
Evans going to be out this week, most likely,
too. That's what I'm saying. So that's going to get him more targets. Kyle Pitts, I hope he starts coming alive. I got him on my fantasy team. I thought he would have done something last week, but we'll see how he does against Washington. Then you got Saquon Barkley in the flex. He's always a sure bet. And then the Texans defense versus the Titans.
Anybody versus the Titans.
Right now, the Titans do not look
Colts
good on
got 21.5 points last week against the Titans.
Yeah, what's his name? Cam Ward's just looking for Elick Ayumaner the whole time.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes, sir.
Good stuff, brother.
Good stuff,
Good
Frankie.
luck this week.
You too, man.
Let's jump into a lava round. Let's talk about last week's picks. You know, I got you, brother.
Yeah, you did,
I ain't
Frankie.
never looking back now. Mac Jones, thank you again.
Hey, man.
Got me another W.
You got me by 2, man, but let's break it down real quick for the week 3 picks. Frankie went 10-6, bringing his overall record to 34-14.
I like that.
I went 8-8, just 500 last week, bringing my overall record to 32-16. Like I said, man, I took the Bengals, and they looked like against the Vikings. You should
minus points for that. They lost by 40-something.
Jake Browning, man, last time he played the Vikings, the team that cut him.
Brownings.
He wanted the smoke, man. He actually played good, and this time he did not at all. So the Bengals might need some quarterback help.
His stomach was upset.
Yeah, gross. Exactly. And then I went against Mac Jones, and Mac Jones is actually starting to look good. The return of the Mac, apparently.
Return of the Mac. I sent you that meme, too.
Yes, you did. But Frankie, let's get into the NFL Week 4 picks, brother.
Let's go. First game right off the bat. Seattle going to Arizona. Who you got?
I'm going to be taking the Seahawks here.
I'm taking them, too. This is a tough game for me, though. I like Arizona at home. They did just lose James Conner, which, Trey Benson looks pretty good, too. So I think that's going to be a close game. Seattle, I still don't trust them fully yet, but I like them a little bit better on defense than Arizona right now. So I'm going to take Seattle on that one.
Yes, sir.
So let's go Vikings at Pittsburgh. It's technically in London. So who do you got? Pittsburgh versus Vikings.
I'm going to be taking the Vikings here, Frankie.
Yeah, I got to go Vikings. They went crazy last week, and we already talked about that a little bit, about Browning being so bad against them.
Yeah.
Commanders at Falcons.
So, Frankie, last week I almost did take the Panthers over the Falcons.
I know you said that, actually.
And I wish I did. But if Jaden Daniels comes back, I'm going to be taking the Commanders here with how bad the Falcons looked.
The Falcons look terrible. I'm taking the Commanders even if it's Mariota. I don't care.
That's what I'm saying.
The Falcons are terrible. Although McLaurin might not play too, I heard. So he's banged up a little bit too right now.
Yeah,
so.
the Falcons looked really bad. I'm taking the Commanders.
Yeah, Commanders all day. Chargers versus Giants. Who you got?
Definitely not taking the Giants. I'm taking the Chargers.
Me too. Titans at Texans?
Yeah, I'm going to be taking the Texans.
Me
They're
too.
going to get their first win.
Me too. There's a lot going on there, though. I feel like there's a lot of issues that need to be worked out in that locker room,
issues,
too. Yeah,
absolutely.
I agree.
Yeah, man, don't look good.
One of the games of the week, Eagles at the Bucks. Who you got?
So both these teams, man, they started kind of fumbling around a little bit there. The Bucks almost lost to the Jets, and the Eagles almost lost to the Rams. But Frankie, I'm going to be taking the Eagles here.
I got to take the Eagles. That was one of the craziest comebacks I've seen in a long time, too. They were down a bunch.
Yes,
so
they were.
They were getting smoked by the Rams. But
Yep.
Yeah, Panthers at Pats. We already talked about that. We're both taking Pats. Saints at Bills. I know we're both going Bills. That's not even a question.
Taking the Bills.
Browns at Lions. I mean, I'm sure you're going Lions. I'm going Lions.
I'm going Lions.
Here's an interesting one. Jags at 49ers. Who you got?
So I'm not going to go against the 49ers this week. I'm going to be taking the 49ers.
I want to take the Jags in this, especially with Bosa hurt now. And, literally everybody, they're going to be calling me and you to come out of retirement and come play for them. But nonetheless, they're all banged up. But I'm still taking the 49ers. The defense have been really good. CMC, just keep giving them the ball and you'll be fine. So, and the Jags still I don't trust them. So, yeah, 49ers. Colts at Rams. One of the games of the week right there.
Yeah, Colts are getting their first loss. I'm taking the Rams.
Definitely. That's exactly who I have, too. Rams should have beat the Eagles this past week.
Right.
Bears at Raiders. Interesting game. I'm taking the Bears.
Yeah, I'm going to be taking the Bears. Can't go against, especially with their revamped O-line and how Caleb Williams has been looking, especially starting to look down the field for Luther Burden III.
Yeah, he looked good. Burden played real good.
Yes, he did.
Ravens at Chiefs. I'm going Ravens.
I'm going Ravens as well.
I like it. They're both 1-2 teams right now, believe it or not.
That's
so
what I'm saying.
someone's going to be
Who
2-2,
would've thought that,
someone be 1-3 out of those two teams.
I would love to see the Chiefs be 1-3.
Yeah, me too. Packers at Dallas. Packers were up. It was like we talked about. It was up 10 with 4 minutes left and lost to the Browns. I don't know how that happens. The Browns one of the worst teams in the league, but I'm still taking the Packers.
Yeah, I'm taking the Packers. The Cowboys looked like Duke last week.
And Micah Parsons going to get 52.5 sacks.
Yeah,
right?
man, revenge game right there.
He's going to try to get up in the booth and sack Jerry Jones too.
That's what I'm saying.
Go get him, Micah. Go get him.
They're not doing a tribute for him either.
Yeah, no, you don't need to do a tribute. Just go sack everybody and say this is what you lost.
That's some bull.
Yeah, whatever. He's too young to get a tribute.
Dude, I mean, I'm just going to say that is kind of a slap in the face. That's Jerry Jones being petty.
I mean, how long is he there? Not that long.
4 years, 12 sacks each of the 4 seasons.
Nothing crazy. Yeah. Whatever. 4 years ain't enough for me. I ain't worried about that. Jets at Miami. This is going to be an ugly game. I'm taking Miami, though.
I'm taking the Jets.
Yeah, cool. All right, we got a difference finally, right? That's our first difference. So, okay. We got one difference, and then Bengals at Broncos. I'm taking the Broncos. That's
I'm taking the Broncos as well.
Yeah, I mean the Jets in Miami. That's gonna be an interesting game. I think Miami looked pretty good actually against the Bills, better than I thought. So I'm giving Miami the home field advantage there.
Yeah, I mean I don't know if Justin Fields will be back, but I just
if Fields plays, it could be a different thing. Obviously.
Right? Yeah, I know, but that's the toilet bowl of the week.
Yep, absolutely.
Yes, it is, Frankie.
Good stuff, brother. Another great episode, Keith. Guys, good luck this week. Hopefully we see you at the game. We're going to have a great time at the game. And good luck on the 6 stat challenge this week.
Absolutely. Who the hell is that?
Hi.
Hi. What are you doing here and what do you want?
Is Tamara here?
Nope. Don't know who that is, and I think you got the wrong place.
Yeah, I think they definitely got the wrong place, Frankie.
You sure?
Yeah, we're sure. What the
See you later.
See me later.
No, you're not gonna see us later, but okay.
Yeah, okay.
Frank, I think you know what it is this week.
Yeah,
break it down for
we
me.
do. It's The Strangers Chapter 2 this week in theaters. Looks really good. Scary like the first one. It's gonna be a good one. What?
Hey, Frank, I don't know what's going on, man.
We gotta go. We gotta
out of
go.
here.
From Titletown to your town, stay Wicked Pissah.
From Foxboro to your bro. Thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Frank, the lights.
Oh my God. Oh! Whoa!